All right. Welcome back to another edition of Build Your Legacy. A solo episode for everybody here today. Just me. We've given Bill the day off from podcasting. I wanted to hop on here and talk to everybody. I put a post up on LinkedIn a few weeks ago that was, I'd say, I don't want to call it viral, but for me it was viral, right? It kind of took off, got a number of interactions, a number of likes, views, shares. And so it was a topic that I thought we could break down a little further in an episode here. And in the general theme was for those agents that have aspirations of ownership in the future. And one of the traps that I personally see producers fall into, whether they're in the independent space or the captive space, is they come in, they get their first job, or they take a new job with an agency, and they are focused on growing naturally, as they should be, but they find themselves relying on the organization that they're working in or with at that time to create opportunities for them. And ultimately what that does, unfortunately for those agents, is it creates a lack of, I'd say, flexibility or mobility within their insurance careers. And specifically with those agents that have the aspiration of eventually owning their own agency, it puts them behind the eight ball as far as being able to step out and replicate their success. And so wanted to talk a little bit about some of the things that agents, whether they're captive or independent, that want to own their own agency, need to be doing from the start in their careers to give them that flexibility. And it starts with not becoming reliant on the organization you're partnered with at that time to drive business your way. It starts with building your own sales funnels, building your own centers of influences, building your own relationships so that you can then replicate success no matter where you go and what you do, because you've got your own relationships. One of the things you need to do while working in these type of environments, and I believe on a previous episode, Brent Farley discussed this very detailed, is you need to track the success that you're creating on your own, separate from those wins or those opportunities that are a product of your environment. That way you know your numbers, right? We talk all the time about, if you're a producer, you need to know your numbers as far as, calls you need to make to set appointments, how many appointments you need to have to hit your numbers as far as closes. You also need to track separately the numbers you are earning or the opportunities you're creating and the opportunities you're closing on your own. That way, as you're determining when's the right time to move, you have a true understanding of what your flow is going to be. Because when you step out into ownership, you need to have flow to cash flow, right? We've got to be able to write business. But also when we're having these conversations with insurance carriers as for potential partnerships, they're going to want to know what your opportunities are. And if you can translate that to real hard numbers, it's going to expedite your appointment process. It's going to help you hit the ground running and help you gain access to the tools you need to have success, right? So what I would kind of tell everybody is, from the beginning, no matter what role you're in, focus and make part of your process the development of personal relationships, personal centers of influence, to create your own opportunities. As someone put it really well, learn to hunt, right? Learn to go out and create your own opportunities from day one. Don't become over-reliant on the environment you're in to create those opportunities. So wanted to address that today, just for those that are trying to determine, what they want to do in their careers, where they want to go. And if they have those goals of aspiration, or even move into other agencies, into other areas of the industry, having that sales funnel that is your sales funnel, having those opportunities that are your opportunities, are going to help create that career flexibility for you. So appreciate everybody taking the time. Would love if anybody wants to dig a little deeper on this, to reach out to us. We'd be happy to dive a little deeper and show you some different ways to go about creating those opportunities and building those relationships. Thanks so much.
Thanks for tuning in. You can catch our Build Your Legacy Insurance Edition podcast on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. Be sure to subscribe, leave us a review, or send us over a topic recommendation at podcast@siaofnc.com. If you're interested in learning more about what we do, visit us online at www.siaofnc.com. We hope you enjoyed our newest episode. See you next week.